We will wait few more minutes. Sandeep, yesterday are you were in the session? Sandeep Bhimrao.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, did you attend the session?
No, sir. I have some emergency work, sir. I didn't attend.
Okay. Did you check the recordings?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did you see in the recording? I mean, on which topic we discussed yesterday?
Master data, sir. Vendor master
Yesterday.
data.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, sir.
Yesterday.
I didn't. I didn't complete full recording, sir.
No, yesterday we discussed on the purchase order related quotations. Please go through these videos if you are not joined the session. If you didn't join the session,
Yes, sir.
please
Yes.
go through that sessions. This that will help you only, not me, Sandeep. Not only for Sandeep, for others also. Please try to practice and be on time. Like 7:30 now, it's 7:34. People are still joining. Yesterday, I see people are still joining at 8 p.m. also.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Please try to join on time, so it will not waste time, right?
Yes, sir.
Priyam, please try to join on time. Kumkum, you have to come by 7:30 itself. Okay, first let me share the screen. Today, our agenda is we will discuss these topics today. Okay, contracts. There is a business. See, yesterday we were discussing about the purchase orders and also the automatic creation of purchase order, quotations, all the processes we are going through. Now whatever we discussed earlier, it was like master data. Master data is material master, vendor master, info record, purchase info record, source list. This we have done. So far the master data has been done. And since yesterday we were discussing about the purchasing area, which is a transactional data. We created the purchase equation and also converted the purchase equation to purchase order. We have run through the scenarios where you can create the custom document types for the purchase order, and also automatic creation of purchase order, quotations, comparing the quotations. All we have gone through and discussed. Okay. Now today we will be discussing contracts, scheduling agreements, return PO, free goods of purchase order, holding the purchase order, how to hold, and freight POs, freight purchase orders, freight in the sense like that transportation, shipping, it comes under that, and any reports, how to check list of open POs. This will be looking today. Before that, there is a concept called outline agreements. Okay, which is an agreement. You know, the word itself, it says that agreement between the two parties. It may be like the buyer and the vendor, or maybe the seller and the customer. Like there will be multiple agreements between two parties. Here in SAP we have a concept called outline agreements. In outline agreements, we have two types. One is the contracts and the other one is scheduling agreement. Okay, first we go with the contracts. What is a contract? It is an outline agreement. It is just an outline agreement, which will be used as a long-term agreement with the vendor. See, we always consider only vendor. Why? Because we do the purchasing and materials management deals with the purchasing mostly. So we never come across with the customer. It is an outline agreement, okay, and it is usually a long-term agreement with the vendor to provide particular material or services for a particular period. Let's say for a period of 1 year or 2 years, we'll have a contract with the vendor, and we'll ask vendor, you have to provide so and so material for 1 year, this much quantity. This is the agreement or contract we will have with the vendor. Okay, the definition is like it is a long-term agreement with the vendor to provide material or services for a particular period. Okay, and again within this contract we can have two types of contracts. One is the value contract and another one is the quantity contract. What is this quantity contract? We can specify like it is a it is also quantity contract is also a contract where we have the agreement or a contract with the vendor for particular quantity on quantity basis. Let's say I want some copper material, and there is a vendor in the market, some copper selling vendor. So I'll have an agreement for 1 year saying with the vendor that I need 1,000 quantity, I mean 1,000 inches or 1,000 meters or whatever of the unit of measurement of the copper required. So I'll have an agreement or contract with the vendor saying that I need 1,000 quantity, I need 2,000 quantity, I need 5,000, 10,000, whatever the quantity that we will have an agreement with the vendor. That is called a contract for particular period. Now I'll ask some, go to the market and I will check with the vendor. I need 5,000 quantity of copper. You need to provide, you need to deliver me within a year. For within the year, you have to provide. In between, I'll be raising, okay. In between, some there is a quantity contract for 1,000. First, I will have 100 quantity for some time for 1 month, and for the second month, I'll have another 100. Like the third month, I can have 50. Accordingly, little bit like I can have the quantity. I can get all the 1,000 quantity. The agreement in quantity contract is it is deals with the quantity, an agreement with the vendor. And coming to the value contract, it is also the same. we can specify maximum target price. I mean, the value here, the value comes into the picture. Let's say for 1 lakh rupees, I will buy copper for 1 year. You have to provide me 1 lakh rupees value of copper within a year. You have to deliver me. That is the value contract. Okay. POs are I mean, purchase orders will be created with respect to these value contract or quantity contracts. With reference to, if you see, yesterday we have created purchase order with reference to quotation. Likewise, once we create the contract, we can create the contracts with reference to the we can create the POs with reference to the contract. First, we will see this in the SAP system, how to create the contracts, also the document types of contracts, how we can have the custom contract types, document types, and all everything. Yesterday, we have discussed the purchase order, purchase requisition, quotation. These and all we can say as purchasing documents, contracts, schedule agreements, purchase requisition, purchase order, and also the quotation. These are all comes under as a purchasing documents. Now we'll look into the contract. Later we'll go to the schedule agreement. I'll share the screen of SAP. Let me log into the SAP. Let me share the screen. Hope you are able to see my screen. First, we will discuss front end. Later, I will show you the configuration settings of the contract. All these purchasing documents, as I said, no quotations, purchase requisitions, purchase order, and contracts, schedule agreements. These are having the same configuration settings. Maybe the path might be the different. Like the key controlling function is the document type, and we'll define the number ranges to the document type. Field selection will be defined to the document type. Path may be different, but the control activity is the same. Depends on the document type only. Creation of contract. I said two types of contracts we have. One is a value contract and another one is a quantity contract. First, we'll try to create the value contract. Value contract, I said, like there is a contract or agreement between the two parties. From one party is buyer and the other party is the vendor. In between, we can have the agreement saying that we need some value contract. We'll have the value contract agreement for 1 lakh rupees or 1 lakh euros, dollars, whatever it may be. For particular period, for this much value, we have to supply the so and so material. The transaction code is ME31L. Sorry, ME31K for the contract creation. First, you can see the initial screen where you have to maintain the vendor. If you don't remember the vendor, you can go to the F4, click on F4 function key, or else you can see here magnifying glass, which is called a drop down. You can go there and you can see multiple selection criteria. If you remember purchase organization, give input parameter as a purchase organization, and you can search the vendor based on your purchase organization. Okay. I'll choose select one vendor. I'm going to have a contract with this vendor and agreement type. If you remember in the purchase order, you can see a document type. In the purchase requisition also document type. And in the quotation also RFQ type. Yesterday, if you recollect it, RFQ. Likewise, for contract also, we can have agreement type. Here we'll be having two types. One is MK. MK is for the quantity contract and WK is the value contract. MK and WK are the both standard agreement types. For value contract, WK is the standard one. You can choose the WK and you can have the custom agreement type also, that I will show once I create the contract type. And you can For the agreement number, you can put this field as blank, and purchase organization, you have to mention this, and purchase group. Okay, these are the basic details you have to maintain initially, and hit enter. You can choose the company code when pop-up is raised. HLBC is our company code. HLBC. Who is changing my? Someone is changing my data and all. See, HLBC, what is my company name? It was like a Harley Bikes company, actually. Someone is changing, it is a lorry or some. See, if something is some changes happening, no, for the class purpose, I cannot have proper scenarios to show you. I'm not saying that you guys have changed. Maybe some other batch people also might be changing. I don't know why they will be changing HLBC. Okay, leave about that. You can see item interval, item number interval, in the sense from in the contract you can update multiple items. You can have the agreement with the same vendor for multiple materials. So from material to material there will be interval number, that is 1. And validity end, when the contract ends, like 1 year or 2 years, you can mention the date. For till 2023, I'll put it as 1 year. And you can select the language as usual, and payment terms as usual. Value, since this is, as I said, this is a value contract, you need to mention some value. Let's say some 10,000 euros. You will buying particular material for 10,000 euros. Until the value is 10,000 euros, vendor will be supplying that material. After maintaining this basic data, hit enter. Now, here you can maintain the material. If you remember the other screen, I mentioned the item interval as 1. So from item to item, the interval will be 1. And the next item is 2. Again, material. You can mention the material through the drop down. If you remember, you can update that there. Okay, I choose one material. Target quantity, you can mention like any quantity, how much quantity will be the target. But most the value contract only depends on the value only, not based on the quantity, but you have to just mention the quantity also. What is the net price for this? Okay, 10 euros per each coil or meter. It will, all this unit of measurement will be pulled it from the material master only. If you hit enter, it will be pulling. See, for one material group under plant. Okay, if you are not mentioning this plant here, okay, this for this contract, and you have to create the purchase order with reference to this contract. Whenever you are creating a purchase order with reference to this contract, you can create the purchase order for many plants, not only for the particular plant. Okay, if you are mentioning the plant here itself, so you can create purchase order only for this plant only, particularly only for this plant. If you are not mentioning plant, so that you can create the purchase order for other plants. This contract is applicable for other plants as well. If you are mentioning particular plant, then this contract is applicable only for particular HBB plant only. Okay, this is the thing. We can click on and save. Here one of the, you can mention as a key point, why we go for the contracts. You may be having the doubt, we can directly create the purchase order instead of creating the contract. See, contract, see, there are few vendors in the market. Now we have plant A and plant B. Plant A using 10 coils of copper, and plant B also using 10 coils of copper. Totally you need 20 coils of 20 quantity of copper. So if you go to the market, if you try to purchase the copper for 10 quantity, he will say 10 rupees each quantity of the copper. Okay, if you vendor says that if you are buying more than 10 quantity, I will provide you with 9 euros only. If you are buying in a bulk, so that I will reduce the price on each. That is how it happens. That's the reason if I create a contract and I can use this contract for multiple plants. That's the reason. And once the contract is created, we can change the contract also. There is a transaction called ME32K. This is the contract which we have created. We can change if anything required, like target quantity or some prices also we can change. Select the line, go to the conditions. Okay, here automatically some value from the day when it is created, no, from that day onwards till end. This is the maximum date in SAP all lines till that year automatically. So here if you require, you can change the prices like 11 rupees or 9 rupees or sorry, 9 euros, how much, and you can save it again. Hit enter again, hit enter and save. Okay, display we have ME33K. And just for the display purpose of this particular contract. Now I have created value contract. Let me copy this value contract and I will try to create the purchase order. Let us see how we can, with reference to contract, how we can create the purchase order. Same transaction code ME21N for the purchase order creation. If you scroll right side in the item level, you can see a field called outline agreement. This is the outline agreement. Here you can give the contract number, I mean the agreement or contract number, and also the item interval. Here the item is one. There can be multiple items over here, but you can for the system you have to mention which item it is. I can see here only one item is there, so first item. Hit enter. After maintaining this agreement and contract item, hit enter. System will pull all the data. Okay, here system will not fetch the PO quantity. Why? Because see, we have a contract till 2023. Okay, within 2023 I can have for the 10,000 euros of value, I can have within that 1 year I can buy how much quantity. I mean in intervals I can buy. 1 month I can buy like 10 quantity, other month I can buy 20 quantity. Likewise, when is your requirement, accordingly in that month or in that period you can put. Now as of now I need only 10 eaches, so I'll update here 10. So for 10, what is the value? 10 into 9. Go to the condition types. You can see overall here, if you come down here, you can see the condition value is 90 euros. Okay, still I have 9,910 euros. The remaining is, if I create PO for 90 euros as of now for this value, the balance is how much? For the earlier in the contract we have raised it for 10,000 euros. Go to the header level, you can see here it is for the target value of 10,000 euros. Now I am utilizing this contract in the purchase order only for the 90 euros, and the remaining whatever the balance is there, no, I can for the next PO or whenever I require, no, within a year only, as per the validity period, within the year only I can use again later. Now we have selected particular value and we have maintained. Click on this save. PO has been created. You know, once the PO is created, doing the MIGO. MIGO means the goods receipt. There is separate in the next session. I'll tell you about the MIGO goods receipt that comes under the inventory management, the goods receipt and all that part. Clearly, I will explain you. As of now, concentrate these scenarios which are relevant to the purchasing. Okay. Once PO is created, we can go and receive the goods for this quantity.
Sir, one question I have.
Okay.
Sir, I was asking, sir, can you provide all the steps how you're doing this?
Yeah, if you remember, yes, I will update you that in the PPT format, like how we done it for the material master and vendor master. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll for the yesterday's session and today's session also, I'll be sharing in the portal. You can get it that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Did you download the earlier material? Are you following the earlier material PPTs which I shared?
Yes,
Those
sir.
are just for reference only for your practice. what is the path and what are the transaction code. That's all. Those are just for reference purpose. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Regarding this Migo and all, in the next session, I'll show you what exactly and how, what is the, what are the impacts of doing this Migo and what exactly this details. Now we have posted the goods receipt. I mean, we received 10 quantity, 10 each of coppers. Okay. Now go back to the purchase order and just refresh the purchase order. Refresh in the sense, if you go and click on the other purchase order icon, can hit enter. You can see there is a tab updated here, purchase order history. So you have received 10 quantity, whatever the for the 10 quantity you ordered, you have received it. This is the material document for reference purpose. This purchase order history will get updated. If I do invoice, I can do it. That document also will get updated over here. Follow-up documents of the purchase order will get updated here. Now we'll try to create the quantity contract and we'll try to create the PO later. Quantity contract also the same T code ME31. But only the difference between these two is the agreement type will be changed. Oh, by for the value contract you can see WK as the agreement type, and quantity contract you can see MK. MK is the quantity contract. And you can mention the same vendor or different vendor as you wish. We'll go for the different vendors. The date, agreement date. See, agreement date will be the creation date of the contract, and the purchase organization, purchase group, and you can maintain this company code. Okay? And hit enter. Validity end. See, as we are discussing, this is a contract and agreement. For each and every contract or agreement, there will be a validity from for 1 year or contract or 2 years. Everything will be there. Let me put it here for 2024, 2 years. And target value. This is just a basic thing as you can just maintain, but here most probably we'll look into the contract quantity only. The material, you can choose any of the material. Target quantity like 1000 eaches, and net price it will be 12 euros. And plant, if you mention plant, as I said, okay, let me put the plant here and I will show you this in PO creation. Okay, hit enter. Okay, hit enter again, save, hit enter again. These are the warning messages related to the partner vendor partners, which I said we will discuss other time. Okay, now I have created the contract. The same T code to change the contract slash and ME32. The same T code to change the quantity contract also. And to display also same T code ME33K. Now I'll try to create purchase order with reference to this agreement or contract. As usually, go right side. You can see outline agreement. You can mention the item interval. I think it was 10. See, it was 10. So system is not allowing me for one item. It is item 10. Okay. Now all the data has been copied except the PO quantity. Now I need to update this PO quantity. Let's say we have ordered 1000 eaches. Now I'll purchase it for 100 eaches. The remaining balance is 900 eaches. That by 2024, whenever required, I can get that. I can receive that goods. At that time, I can create the purchase order and I can get those details. Still some error messages. Material not included in the source list. Okay, some source list is required. Why? Because if you go here in the material master, you can see here there is a flag box. Whenever you maintain this indicator, it is mandatory to maintain the source list for that material and vendor. Okay, for this material you need to maintain the source list. Why? Because you can see in the material master there is an indicator we maintain. Okay, if you are not maintaining this indicator, the error message will not show. So if you are maintaining this source list indicator, we have to maintain the source list. ME01 is a transaction code. I need to maintain the source list for this vendor. Here is a new vendor. That's the reason I need to maintain the source list. Already we have maintained, but not for this vendor. I think at same time we cannot have two vendors. I think. Let me check this thing. We can have, I think. Okay, I have maintained the source list. Let me cross check in the PO if still error message is getting. Okay, I need to refresh it again. Freshly, I have to create this thing. Go to this outline agreement. No, sorry. What is the agreement? Okay, if you forgot the agreement, you can go to the drop down and accordingly. If you don't have these values with these fields, you cannot search. You can have multiple options also for multiple fields based on the material and also based on the plant. Also, we can see based on the supplier. But we'll go with the plant something. Okay, here with the purchase organization also we can check. No values. We'll check with other thing based on the creation date. I'll check. Okay. There is one contract and the contract item is 10 and the quantity I'll maintain it for 100 or 200, whatever. Check this. Still you can see source list is not included. Why this error? Maintain. Let's see if we can. 617. Okay, 4501. Okay, 4501. Let me put this as fixed. At a time we cannot have two fixed. Either one, this or that. Okay. Actually, if we need to maintain the source list, we need to have the info record as well for this material and vendor combination. Let me maintain that also. Okay, the vendor. Or else we can do one thing also. We can just remove the source indicator in the material master. That is also one of the option we have. Now maintain the source list. Okay, you go back to the PO, refresh it. The outline agreement. Contract. Quantity. don't know why this error. So we'll try to remove this in the metal master itself. Changing the metal master is MM02, if you remember. MM02. Okay, now I'll create the PO freshly. I just will cross check the contract whether this is or not. Okay, this is the contract. Okay, reading only this is the material. Okay. Back and any other session, we'll close that. Okay, we'll keep only this thing. Outline agreement. Okay. Click on check. There are no error messages and save. Now balance 800 eaches are still remaining, and we can get it by 2024 as per the contract. Within the contract, we have to get the remaining quantity. Now we can create goods receipt for this. Okay, this is the front end how to create the contracts for the value and quantity contracts. Now go to the back end. What we'll do, we have to make the configurations. See, for all the purchasing documents, the key control function is the document types. For purchase order, let's say the document type, these are the document types is the key control function. Why? Because we'll maintain the number ranges, item intervals, and also the field selections in the document type only. Likewise, we have for contract also the document types /n SPRO. The SPRO implementation guide, if you go to the materials management, most of the settings we do in the materials management only for the transactional data. Only for the master data or in the organization structure, you will go for the enterprise structure path. And for the remaining data, we'll maintain here itself in the materials management. There in the purchasing, go to the contracts. You can see outline agreements or contracts somewhere here. You can see here contract. Okay. You can see here document types. As I said, in the standard we have WK is the value contract and quantity contract is for the MK. MK is the quantity contract. See, always create the new contract type. If you want make any changes or any custom contract type, choose the standard one, select it and copy it, but do not make changes to the standard one. If you make changes to the standard one, uh, from your department, now today you are creating based on the standard. See, as per your business scenario, you will make some changes here and the number ranges you will be changing. But in the department, not only the contract created by you, there are other people also. They also have to utilize this contract and they are also will be creating the contract. So it should not be a big mess with them. That's the reason whenever in the real time, never touch the standard one. If you want to make any customization, select the standard one and copy it and create the custom contract document type, and you can change, make changes accordingly. It's okay, I don't know why this is. System got stuck, I think. Think system got stuck. Give me a second. I'll close and system got stuck actually.
Sir, just like PO, contract is a legal document.
No. See, we are using contract as a reference to create the PO. See, whatever anything you want to buy, only the purchase order is the legal document which will be sending outside. But to create the purchase order, back in this and all are the reference. With reference to this only, we will create just now, like how I created the contract with POs with reference to this contract.
Okay. And
Now,
in a single plan, there is no need to maintain a contract, right?
sorry.
If in a single plant there is a no need. Hello.
Yes. Come on, please tell me.
I ask a question again.
Okay.
Is this necessary to maintain a contract for a single plant? You said
Uh, it may not.
multiple plant.
Yes. It may not. It's again depends on the business. See, one person. See, for one business, they may be having less requirement. So, but through the agreement, see, if you want to buy for a year, see, monthly you will be buying like 100 quantity for only one plant. Okay, and for a year you may need 1,000 quantity. Instead of buying monthly, you can have agreement with the yearly, and for 1,000 quantity the prices will get reduced, right? If you are buying for 1,000 quantity, instead of 10 euros, he may give you at 9 euros itself. If you are buying for 100 quantity, since you are buying with the less purchase, so he may not be reducing the price. Even for the single plant also depends on the business scenario, which client depends on the business scenarios only. Few may be creating contracts for single plant, and most probably centrally it will be creating for multiple plants, most probably most of the business cases.
Okay.
Again it got stuck. I don't know why this system is getting stuck. Is this the same for you also? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think some this issue with the system, SAP system. Okay, one second. I'll log out and log in with this thing, with the remote server. Okay, just logged in again. Okay, now are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. The path is SPRO to define the contract types. Contract or agreement, both are same. In the implementation guide, materials management, purchasing, contract, define document types. Okay, this is my user ID only. It got locked. Let me close this. Okay, MK and WK both are the contracts. One is the value contract and the other one is quantity contract. Let me select any one of this and copy it. And here ZMK, I can give the standard 4-digit. 4 characters still available. ZMK. Item interval and 1 or 2, whatever it may be, you can put it. And if you require, you can maintain the number ranges, and you can come back here and you can update. First you have to copy this, copy all the entries, copy, okay, enter, click enter and click on save at last. Now you have defined GMK is the new contract type. Now going back to the same path, I can see here define number ranges. Here the number ranges, you can maintain your own number ranges, like how we maintain for the material master, vendor master, and also the purchase requisition and the purchase orders, quotations. Likewise, same you can maintain here the required number ranges with series, and you can go back there and you can update here in the defined document type. ZMK, you can see here ZMK. External here also the same. You can have the internal number ranges and also the external number ranges. With this external number and field selection. Field selection. What is the usage of this field selection? It is the same for the field control in the whatever the fields you can see in the contract, like target value, validity, end date, and also the plant, material, contract quantity. Let me go to the contract. Okay. Here system is showing that fill out all required entries. Here validity end is a required mandatory field. So you can change this as optional also. And even for the target value also, you can put this is mandatory or optional also, only for the display purpose. Here you can see here, come here the vendor, the agreement, you can see this as a just display. Like we have three options: mandatory, optional, and display. Either any option you can choose for this particular field. Going back to the SPRO settings, here in the field selections, in the same path, if you go to the define screen layout or document level, you can have MKK is the standard one. Okay, if we just double click here or select this and go to this details, the basic data, at basic data, what are the fields are there? Plant, item, store location. Accordingly, you can change these things, these values. And in the next, in the terms of delivery and payment, in this area, what are the fields we have? You can go and update them accordingly as per your business requirement. See here, there will be no requirement for you. The business, you will be supporting to the client. Client is nothing but our business. One user may come and ask me, put me this field as mandatory. As of now, it is optional. So accordingly, you will fulfill the user requirement by making the changes here. Hope you got this point.
Bharat, is M double K only the standard one, or is there another?
No. MKK is a standard one we have. You can see in the document types. MKK is a standard type for this value contract. Sorry,
Okay.
for the quantity contract, and for value contract it will be WKK.
Okay.
Yeah. Accordingly, whatever the new or customized, see, whenever you define your own document type or material number ranges or whatever you do in the SPRO settings, please try to maintain prefix as G. In the real time also, everyone will maintain Z. If there is no mentioned as Z in the sense, in the real time we call it as Z. Okay, as Z is called in German as Z. Most of the cases we will use the German language since the SAP is the German one. So we try to pronounce it as Z, not the Z. In the real time, we will be pronouncing it as Z. Z are custom one. Okay. Whenever we try to create or define new document types or number ranges, whatever you do, any configuration settings in the SPRO related, you have to copy the standard one and you have to create your own. While creating your own code, like in our case, Z is the prefix, ZWK, ZMK, ZNB, ZMKK, ZWKK. Likewise, Z should be the prefix. Now this is the contract. Okay, we discussed about the contract. Okay, now let us we go to the scheduling agreement. There is another see, if you go to the outline agreements, I said earlier two types of outline agreements. One is the contract and the other one is the scheduling agreement. Now contract we have done. We'll go with the scheduling agreements. Okay, before going to the scheduling agreements, let me take the attendance. See, please try to join at 7:30 p.m. only. Why? Because at the beginning you will be missing one or two key points. I will be saying no. Please try to join at 7:30. If you have any queries, also you can ask at that moment only. Let me take the attendance. Please cooperate for 5 minutes. Akshay, okay, Akshay is there. Sir, okay. Kaushik, yes. Hitesh also there. Kumkum, Leo, Mayank. Pradeep, Rahul. Pradeep, is your full name is Pradeep Ravishankar, right? Pradeep.
Sir.
Yeah, is your full name is Pradeep Ravishankar, right? Pradeep, you are on mute.
Tell me, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Sandeep. Sandeep. Sai Bhargav. Wait, Sai Bhargav, try to join on time, Sai Bhargav. And we can close in time also. Rajiv Kumar. Rajni. Shah, okay. Yender, you have posted a query, right, regarding like company code is not maintained properly or something. So in that case, while copying from the standard one, there must be issue with your company code. Please try to create the new company code, Yender.
Yes, I even tried with other company code also, but it is not
From
happening,
which
sir.
company code you are trying to copy? From which company code?
From the standard one, double 0001.
See, what happened means, see, nowadays I could see in the system, there are a lot of changes making by the students only.
Okay.
So if they are doing any, see, this is the reason I am telling everyone, if some changes are doing, no, now you are trying to copy, no, all, it will
Yes,
not copy the
standard one.
properly. If you do, you should not touch the standard things. Even in the real time, no one will touch. Real time, it will be, see, it will be become a serious issue if you are doing such kind of changes in the real time. But in
Okay.
real time, it won't happen. But since this is a practice system, right, it is happening. You can copy it from my company code in the class which I am using, HLB.
Yes, then I can copy just H
Yeah, you can just
BPB.
copy it. Don't make
Yes.
changes to my company code. You can
No, just I'll copy. Just I made a copy from the older standard thing and done, but it is not. I cannot able to
Yes,
do
yes.
this.
In real time, 0001, for
Yeah.
each country, we are having one template in
Yeah.
standard. But here people are changing. I don't know why.
Okay.
I cannot say only your batch. Why? Because SAP system using other batches as well.
Yes, yes. Okay then.
Not only people, there might be some HDPP. They're doing some practices, I think, but this is not a good habit to change the standard one. Okay, but the custom one you can create any number, like many document types and many number ranges as you like. Only the thing is, don't make any changes in the standard. Now we'll go to, before going to the schedule agreement, we'll take a break of dinner and we'll come back quickly. Okay, post
Yeah.
dinner we'll have the schedule agreement and also how to return a PO. Okay, now you have a PO, you have raised some quantity, okay, and you have received the goods, and due to some issue you want to return the goods. So how you do that? Return PO. And also free goods. Sometime vendor may provide you at the time of Diwali or some bonus or some kind additional goods if you are a regular buyer with him. So how to receive the free goods and also how to hold a PO, how to create the freight vendor in the PO, how to maintain the freight vendor in the PO, what is the freight will, and also how to know the what are all the open POs, what is open PO, we'll come to know after the break. Sharply come at 8:55. Okay, now it is 8:27. Please try to come on in time. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go with the schedule agreements. Schedule agreement, it is a form of an outline agreement. It is also same as an contract, some kind of agreements only with the vendor for a particular period like a year, 2 years, or 6 months, whatever the agreement between the two parties from with the buyer and the vendor. Okay. In schedule agreement, we will order the material or services with the vendor and enter particular, and also we will define the delivery dates, predefined delivery dates. Okay. Contract. In contract, we will be having quantity and value contracts where we will be maintaining the value, target value or target quantity for so and so validity period, and we will be receiving accordingly. Coming to the schedule agreement, it is also an agreement will making for the 1 year or 2 years, but here we can have the predetermined delivery dates. Let's say our quantity is agreement quantity is 1,000 quantity, and you can have predefined when on which date you need how much quantity, and when on which date how much you need how much quantity. Let's say if we have 100 quantity and I agreed agreement, like 100 quantity you need to deliver on January 1st, and also 200 quantity on the March 1st. Likewise, you can have predetermined delivery dates in the scheduling agreements. We will see that in the system. Let me share the screen. SAP system. I hope you are able to see the SAP screen. The transaction code is for scheduling agreement is ME31L. ME31L. This is also one of the kind of the purchasing document. We can maintain the vendor, like how we maintain the agreement for the contract agreement. We need to maintain the select the vendor. Also, the agreement type will be LP. LP is the standard one. LP is a agreement type which we have to choose, and the agreement date, which is the today's date, and the agreement will generate internally. Okay, hit enter. Maintain the company code.
Your screen is not visible, sir.
Oh, is it? Now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Now ME31L is a transaction code. Whenever you need any transaction code in between, if I forgot or anything, you can see it in the bottom, right side, the bottom, ME31L. Okay. And the same screen how we have for the contract. Only the difference is here we will change the agreement type as LP. Okay. Hit enter, and we will maintain the validity, whether it will be for 1 year or 2 years, the contract or agreement, and the target value also we have to maintain. Hit enter. Here we have to maintain the material and specify the quantity, how much quantity for the agreement. Let's see, take like 1,000. Net price from 8 rupees, 8 euros. And we have to maintain, see here plant is mandatory, whereas in contract plant is not mandatory. Why? Because with reference to contract you can create purchase orders. Okay, coming to the case of schedule agreement, we cannot create the purchase order with reference to schedule agreement. Directly we can create, we can receive the goods receipt. Why? Because here we are having the predetermined delivery dates. Predetermined delivery date. This is the big difference between the contract and the schedule agreements. In the contract, what we will do, we'll give the target quantity as 1,000, and we'll have the validity period for 1 year, and we'll, with reference to the contract, we'll create the purchase order. That is the contract. Whereas in schedule agreement, we will maintain the target quantity 1,000, and also will maintain the scheduling lines. Scheduling lines are nothing but when the quantity should be delivered, predetermined. We can predefine those delivery dates, like January 1st we have to receive 100 quantity, and on February 1st we have to receive 200 quantity, and again in the March we need to receive 50 quantity. Accordingly, predefined we will be generating these things. Okay. So that's the reason this is not creating any PO is not creating with reference to schedule agreement. That's the reason plant is mandatory. You have to maintain here itself plant.
So Bharat, we don't create any PO for this.
No. Directly we can receive the goods. That I will be showing the steps.
So how will the vendor know that there is so requirement for the plant on certain dates?
Yeah. The next step is that only I am showing you.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah. First, we need to create this schedule agreement in ME31L transaction code. We'll maintain the target. And in the header level, there are few data like validity, end period, exchange rate, this payment terms, blah, blah, blah. These are the basic things which you know. This will business will be providing this thing. They will be maintaining. Okay. Going to the item level, here you will be maintaining the item, target quantity, and the price, and the plant. If anything required, storage location also you can maintain here itself, or at the time of goods receipt you can maintain. That is optional, but plant is mandatory. Now I am going to save this. One agreement, scheduling agreement is generated with 5 series 44 ending with the 44. Now we have to maintain the scheduling lines or predetermined delivery dates in the ME38 T code. ME38 transaction. I just created the schedule agreement. Now I need to maintain like saying that now I have the agreement for 1000 quantity. When this 1000 quantity to be delivered on which partially on which dates this should be delivered. I need to maintain the scheduling lines, that is ME38 transaction code. We can maintain. This is the agreement. You can see the header also maintain scheduling agreement. Okay, hit enter, select the item. There can be multiple line items, so first you need to select the item. In the menu bar you can see, right, menu bar. In the menu bar there is called item. Here item, you can see here delivery schedule. Okay, we can schedule our deliveries. 1000 quantity when it should be delivered. Deliver, click on the deliver. Okay, you can see here the C means here the date, D is the date, W is the week, which week or which the format you need to maintain, the day format. Okay, and the delivery date. Since I have to show you example, and today will be I will put as one day, today's date as the delivery. Okay, among 1000 quantities today they need to provide me 90. Okay, and hit enter. Okay, source list, we have to make changes in the source list. 1 minute. This is a warning, we can ignore also, no worries. Okay, 905 is there. Okay. Ignore this. Okay, first one line item is, you can see here delivery date, today's date. Today they have to deliver me 90 quantities from the 1000 quantity, and I'll give them another line. I will maintain another delivery line where it will be in the next month or whenever we have the requirement, maybe in the next month or any other date, this month, end of this month, or there again 100 quantity for particular dates. And again, likewise, we will maintain for 1000 quantity. For example, I will be maintaining only for some quantity. I will be creating only couple of lines. But in real time, for 1000 quantity, we have to fill all this thing when it is required. Likewise, again in July month, 50 quantity. As per the business requirement, they will be maintaining. Again in the August month, 200 quantity. Likewise. Okay, hit enter. These are warning messages, you can ignore. They are just asking these warning messages whether delivery date you can meet or not. I mean, we can meet means not we and the vendor. So when the delivery received, no, on that day, whether the office is available or are you available, whether you will be leave on leave or not. Just a warning message, just to cross check whether this day at the time of goods is if you are available or not. Save it. Okay, now we have saved. Now I'm not creating any PO, but I will receive the goods in the Migo. Select this thing. Go to the Migo transaction. Here you can enter this thing, the agreement date. Here in the reference tab, it can be in the transaction tab, it can be the goods receipt as usual. And in the reference, it should be purchase order. And again, the item will be the agreement. You can maintain the number and hit enter. Okay, you can see whatever the copper grade, this is the material which we maintained in that scheduling agreement that has been received. And system is proposing 90 days. Why? Because for this day, we have maintained 90 days, 90 quantity. If you go back to this thing, you can see here at item level, we have predefined 90 quantity for this date. Okay, here the date is 5th June. 5th June. Today is 5th June. And today we are trying to post the goods receipt and system proposed 90 quantity as per the predefined scheduled quantity. And when I try to post the same scheduling agreement on 29th June, system will propose 100 quantity. Likewise, you can maintain the lines for 1000 quantities, the target value. And need not to create any purchase order. Directly we can create this thing. Okay, now I'll maintain, and where the goods need to be stored, we have two storage locations available, whether it should be in finished storage location or raw material, whatever, anything you can select and maintain all the data. Click on this item. Okay, check if any error messages, system will show. If everything is fine, document is okay, and post. Okay, see, this is how we can check this thing, schedule agreements. Now, the same way, like how we have the document type for contract time MK, WK, for scheduling agreement, we have LA as I shown, sorry, LP. How to determine this backend, the same path, how we go for the contract purchase orders, in the SPRO, you can go to the materials management, purchasing. Here you can see the scheduling agreement node. There is a node called scheduling agreement, and you can see the defined document types over here. Here LP is the standard one. Item intervals, you can maintain this and all. Okay, this is time dependent. This option is why? Because see, time dependence, validity, we have maintained the valid field, right? The scheduling agreement for the next year till. So there is a time dependence. It is this LP document type will be depending upon the time. That's the reason there is a validity period. That's the reason we can flag this depending on the time. That's the reason there is a flag box. And if you want to create the custom one, as usual, you can copy this thing, select this thing, and you can copy and ZLP, you can create it. Now I am not copying, as you know, you can practice and you can create your own. This is the same how you do in the purchase requisition, purchase order, and also the quotations, and in the contract, schedule agreement. These are all are the purchasing documents, come under the category of the purchasing documents. So the path and everything is same how you define the document types. For all of this, the key control function is document type only for all these purchasing documents. Okay, this is how scheduling agreement. Most of the see generally only yearly once or twice will go, they will be creating the contract or scheduling agreements in the real time also, not every all the time, but purchase orders will be created regularly on daily basis.
So Bharat, once I create a schedule agreement, how will the vendor get a notification that there is
Okay.
there is a supply for this material requirement? How will he come to know?
ME33L is the transaction code for the display of the agreement. If you go here in the ME22N also, okay, you can see here there is a messages. There is see, even when you create purchase order or like quotation or whatever, you are maintaining here vendor, right? So for this vendor, automatically there will be a fax or anything will be generated and will be sent. In our case, see this under there is output message determination, one concept, sending all these purchasing documents to the vendor in purchase order, quotation, contract, schedule agreement. At that moment, you will come to know these things and all. But as of now, just for information, I am telling you, okay, there will be output message types which will trigger and will send the copy to the vendor. You can see here the vendor here already maintained, no, system will get this address from the vendor master. Here they will be maintaining some mail id from the vendor side. They will be maintaining the mail id, so there will be a fax, mail id, anything, but the output will be sent to their mail id. Okay, once their mail id is maintained in the vendor address.
And what is the T code for making changes in schedule agreement?
Sorry, same ME32L. See, most of the T codes will start with ME21N, ME22N for the change, ME23N for the display. Likewise, scheduling agreement also ME31L is the creation, ME32L is the changes, ME33L is the display. And even for the contract also, ME31K is the creation, ME32K is the changes, ME33K is the for the display. Even for info record also, ME11, ME12, ME13. This will be sent to the vendor. Here are the output. Based on this output triggered, it will be sent to the vendor. See here the receiver, the vendor name. There are few things. This is in detail we have to know. There is separate topic where we can know all these things. Output message determination. Separate topic is there. Okay.
Got
Now,
it.
yeah. Okay. Now, if we go to the now we have done with the scheduling agreement. First, we have discussed it with the. Okay, so let me share the screen. Okay, first we have discussed it with the contract and later scheduling agreements. Now return POs. Return POs. Where the scenario comes return POs. Now you have a good contract with, I mean, good conditions with the vendor. You have a good rapport with the vendor. Okay. In generally, what you do, no? Now you will be buying some 100 pairs of shoes or 100 pairs of something in the market, and you will come to the home and you realize that you need only 80 pairs of shoes and the remaining 20 pairs you don't want. So you thought you will go back to the vendor and say, I brought 100 pairs of shoes and I need only 80 pairs of shoes. Take back this 20 pair of shoes. Okay, that is one of the scenario. I'm just giving one example scenario. Likewise, in business, there will be multiple scenarios where buyer can utilize only some quantity and remaining quantity is not utilizing or consuming. So he want to return back to the vendor. Not all vendors will agree. Only for the few vendors, those who are having are maintaining with the good terms and relation. For those vendors, there is a they can return. So once they are agreeing, so they will create the return PO and they'll send it back the goods to the vendor. That we will check in the system. Okay. Share system. Okay, are you able to see my my screen, system screen, SAP screen?
No, it's only the
I'll
PPT.
okay, I'll stop and I'll share. Okay, now I am trying to create the PO, return POs. Okay, now you are able to see my screen. As usually, you can create the PO ME21N. Okay, let me try to drag any one of the PO. This is a simple, right? Instead of you put material, quantity, and all, you can have the already created one. You can just drag over there. Sorry, first it should be created. You just need to select and drag, not double click. Just select and drag over here. Okay. And here, if you see right side, If you see right side at the item detail level, there will be two options. Okay. One is here, you can see it as the return item. You can see here return item. Flag this. Okay. Net price you can maintain as per the metal market net price, and you have flagged it as return. So this PO will have the this PO will be known as the return PO. Once you flag this indicator return item in the right side of the item details, item overview, here once you flag this, then it is called as a return PO. Check here if any error messages are there, and make sure that this flag is there and save it. Okay, now we'll send back the goods, okay, to the vendor. Copy the PO number, go to the MIGO transaction. Okay, you can put the purchase order number. You can let it be in the transaction as goods received, and the reference should be the purchase order and the purchase order number, and click hit enter. You can see here the movement type is 161. 161 means goods received returns. You must have seen when you are receiving the goods, you might have seen 101 movement. Okay, this movement types and all in next session I will discuss. Now only just concentrate on the returning. Here in the material, you can just cross check the material quantity, how much you want to return. Okay, only 80 or 20, whatever the quantity you want to return, just return. Where the from which storage location the goods has to pick, RAW, and reason for movement. This is not a mandatory field. If you required, you can maintain whether accordingly, incomplete or whatever accordingly. You can select this item, click on the check. Okay, save, click on. Some automatic account determination issue is coming. I think once again I have already created. We'll take that one. This now itself will clear this error. See, I can clear here itself, but it will take some time. It is wastage of your and my time. This one is okay. OBOC we have to go. Go to OBOC transaction. This is FI and MM integration. There is a concept called automatic account determination. In further classes, you will get to know. As of now, just ignore this thing. Just to show you this completion document, I am doing myself this thing. Chart of accounts, which one I have. And is the chart of accounts. Here for valuation area, HLVP is missing. Okay, HBBP. Okay, this concept I will let you know at the time of automatic account determination. There is one more topic. At that time, you will get to know what I have done right now. Still, this is not possible. Okay, I'll refresh it. Okay, sorry. It is a raw material story. Why that error means? Can someone tell why that error has been arisen? Anyone in the session? Why this error message? You can read this message and you can answer that.
Storage location not available.
It is not like that storage location not available. It is like that for this material, we did not maintain the storage location. We have maintained for this material, we have maintained only RAW storage location. We did not extend it for the FERT. While creating this material, if you remember, I have created for this plant an RAW storage location, not for the FERT. That is the error message. If you want this for this also, you can extend in the MM01 itself. Post. Okay, still it is showing that. Okay. INTPRWD. HBP is our this thing. This is MMFI related. Oh, still this error message. I don't know why this error message. Okay. We'll go which I have already created. We'll go with that one. That's near. It was working. Meanwhile, someone made changes, I think. It was working at that moment. I'll see if any return PO has been created. This one. See 161. I have already created this thing. Okay, I'll try to copy with this only. See, reverse return item indicator has been flagged. I'll cross check. No error messages. I'm saving this PO. Okay. And posting the goods receipt. Here you need to remove this. 101 is for receiving the goods from vendor directly, not for the return. Return is 161. This there are many moment types for each and every moment of the goods, whether it is coming inside or going outside. That we'll discuss in next session on Saturday session. As of now, just concentrate on these things. See, someone has changed this settings and all. I don't know why they are doing. See, in the evening only before this session, I tried to create the PO, and you can see here I posted successfully. In between, someone changed this data. Why people make these changes? I don't know. See, I have posted one document for the return purchase order. Someone made settings. See, in the practice system, this is the reason many errors. Okay, this is how to post the, you can see 161 movement type. This is for the goods receipt returns. Once you post this goods receipt, in the purchase order, you can see it as 161 movement type in the goods history. See, this is the one. Okay. Minus negative quantity. It will show is as negative. Why? Because it is going outside from your vendor. If you are receiving, it will be 10. It is going outside. No, that's the reason minus 10. Return purchase orders. And going to the next concept, what we have, free goods. Free goods PO. Free goods. Now we'll create try to create the free goods PO. Now you have ordered like 100 quantity of aluminum coil. Okay, you have a good repo, and vendor said you requested vendor to provide 10 more quantity in the free. Why? Because in a year you will be procuring with him many, I mean, you are dealing with a lot of business with the vendor. So as a request, as a free goods, you requested vendor, and vendor agreed to provide you free goods, like additionally 10 more quantity from whatever you purchase. Apart from that, vendor trying to give you 10 quantity additionally, so that you can create free goods PO. Go to the create. Just as usual, normal PO. How you create the normal PO? You can create plan. Now you can see here, you observe here one change. Now 100 quantity, okay, 10 quantity you have received. If you observe here, you have maintained the net price. Okay. Now go right side, there is an indicator called free goods indicator, free items. Okay, here this is the free items, free. Just select the indicator, come back again and check the net price. Okay, hit enter. First you have maintained. Now free, this is maintained. Come back, you can see net price is empty. Why? Because this is free goods. Even though I maintained it some net price, and even when I try to check, the net price will be empty. Why? Because I have maintained the indicator as free goods. Free means there is no charging of for this. Vendor has providing us a freely this 10 quantity of the coils. Now I'll save this thing, and I will try the goods receipt. I'll try to post the goods receipt. There is no charge for them. Here the net price is 0. Oh, sorry. Goods receipt movement type 101. Here we need to maintain the movement. And for which story location you are going to move this raw story location. Select this thing and post it. Okay. Now the material document has been posted accordingly. This is for the free goods. Go and check back in the PO what is the purchase history has been updated. You can see here the quantity 10 has been received, and this is the amount is 0. Okay, it is 0. Why? Because this is free goods. And one more scenario, if you go back, there one more scenario is hold PO. Hold PO. When we do the holding the PO, hold PO. See, whenever you are trying to create the PO and you don't have 100% of information or clarity and creating PO, so you might have been maintaining only like material and PO quantity also you are not sure, and even the net price also you don't know, but you approximately you maintain some value, and plant also you have maintained something, and still some data is pending to maintain. Okay, still some data is pending to maintain. So in that case, what you do is you can directly hold this PO, and later you can come back. Now the PO is held. Standard PO has been held. You did not maintain 100% information or data in the PO, and you just hold it for to get the clarification of the data. Once you have the data, Then go back to that PO, whatever the held PO, and you can go to the change button and you can maintain the remaining data and you can complete the PO creation. This is one of the scenario putting the hold. Okay, now we have checked return POs. Okay, free POs, and the another one is hold PO. And even in the return, we have two scenarios. Okay, you have seen only one scenario where in the right side we have indicator return item. No, by selecting this indicator we can return. There is another way to return the PO. Now you have received all the goods. Okay, for this, let's say, let me receive this thing, this PO. Two types of returning the PO, I mean returning the quantity. I'll show you. Let me do this mirror. I'll show you. Okay. Okay. Now, in your story location, you want to return 20 quantity. Okay, there is two types. One is with reference to the PO. Okay. One is with reference to the PO, which we have seen. Like we will be setting the return indicator in the purchase order, and we will put that purchase order here in the MIGO, and we'll post this. That is one way. Okay. Another one is in the transaction event, there will be a return delivery. You can see there is an option called return delivery. Select that thing in the material document, and the just now you posted, right, one material document, that one, and hit enter. Among that, how much you want to return to the vendor? You want to return totally 10 quantity? Okay, you can put it. Or else you want to return partially 5 quantity? Okay, that is also fine. You can change the quantity. And at this moment, it is mandatory to maintain the reason for the movement. I mean, why you are returning this thing. You can go and select any one of the options saying that it's because of poor quality, this 5 quantity I am returning, or else incomplete, or else this is damaged, or else you might have received the different material of 5 quantity. Accordingly, you can select any of the option and click on the post. You can save this. Okay, this is the option. This is two types of returning a purchase order quantity. Now we have discussed it like return POs, holding the PO, and also the free goods PO. We have one more thing, like we'll check the list of open POs. What is open PO? Okay, before that I will let you know fried PO. As I said earlier, fried PO, there is one concept, right? Okay, there is a scenario. These are all scenarios. Please try to watch my recordings again and again. Why? Because these are all the each and every scenario you have to know for sure. Okay, I'll show you this thing. Now, I want to buy material X with vendor Y, where vendor Y is available in Hyderabad, and my office, the delivery location is in Bangalore. Okay, I want to purchase material X with vendor Y, whereas vendor is located in Hyderabad, and our office is located in the Bangalore. So material X need to be delivered to the office at the doorsteps by the vendor. In few cases, what we'll do, like in Amazon and all, what you do, if they are delivering, no, they will take the delivering charges and all by themselves. The delivering charges taken by the Amazon. Amazon only will deliver. He only will take the will take the care of shipping activities and all, and he only deliver all these things. He will take the delivery charges. So in some cases, what it will happen? No, vendor will not take the headache of delivering. So what he will say, I will only provide you the material, but delivering and all, you have to take some third party, another vendor. You have to consult some transportation. You can see some SRMT or VR, some logistics are there. No, you have to consult some other vendor. So that will tell vendor. So in that case, what you do? I'll select another vendor who is delivering on transportation, lorry or trucks, whatever, VRL logistics or some other third party. So in that case, material will be providing by one vendor, and also that will be transporting by the another vendor. This is the scenario. In that scenario, what you will do? This will be a question in interview as well. What they will ask me: we have a business scenario, like a vendor will be just providing the material, but the transportation there will be another vendor. How we will do this thing? So that you can explain what I am doing right now. As usual, you can create the PO regularly. How you do? The material, now this material, this copper aluminum coil is there, no, it was in Hyderabad. Okay, will be we are buying with this triple D test vendor, but this test vendor, he will not be providing the transport. We have to get it from Hyderabad to Bangalore for 10 quantity. Okay, we will consult another vendor who will transport. They will be having some logistics. We will get with them. So what you have to, where you will maintain that transport vendor, go to the conditions at the item level. If we come down here in the right side, in the here in the drop down, you can select FRA or FRB. There will be one option, condition type, FRB1, freight value, FRB1, B2. These are the condition types. At the time of pricing procedure, I will let you know what is this condition type, why we are maintaining this, and how we will reflect in the PO, what are the backend settings. That we will come to know. There is separate topic called pricing procedure. At that moment, we'll know. But as of now, how to maintain the freight vendor in the PO. See, this is the freight value, FRB condition type. Select here, and you maintain some €1 or something. What is the price charging by the logistic vendor? Okay, you will be maintaining. Select this condition type line. Here you can see the details. Click on this detail. You can see here vendor. Okay, here you can maintain who is the vendor transporting the goods from Hyderabad to Bangalore to your location. You can maintain that vendor. Okay, this is another vendor. You can maintain here and go back and click on the, you can check if any other data is missing or not. Everything is fine, and click on the save. Okay, this is how we need to maintain the freight vendor. You can see right here, this is the vendor, triple D test. He is the vendor, only goods will be provided, but he will not be transporting it to your door delivery. This is not so. You will need to hire another vendor who will transport the goods. That is logistics vendor. Just select there, go to the details. Here you can see another vendor. He will be transporting your goods from Hyderabad to Bangalore. This you can explain, saying that at the item level there is a conditions tab. You can maintain the freight value. In the freight value, in the details, you can go and maintain the vendor, freight vendor. This is how you can give the answer to the interviewer. Okay, hope this is one of the scenario. We have checked the holding the PO, PO, and also the return PO. Two types of return. One is with respect to the PO, and also without PO also we have return. And now we will check the list of open POs. List of open POs. What is open PO? Let's say now this
Bharat,
is the PO.
excuse me.
Yes.
Yes, here we have created another vendor for freight, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right. There is
How
another
come?
vendor.
Yeah. How come that vendor comes to know that freight has been given to him?
Sorry, come again.
How that freight vendor will come to know without giving any PO that he has to deliver that material
No. Same.
from next vendor?
Like how you know here in the messages, we have to maintain that. Here, the receiver, see, here you can see one vendor. We can have the another line item where you can see another vendor also here. You can maintain that another vendor. The changes, there is some BRF plus, there is another concept. So at that time, you will get to know this thing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. See, here you can see receiver as one vendor, right? Likewise, in the next line item, we'll maintain this thing. One more line item. In that he will come to know, okay, this is a purchase order item, we have to deliver. You got my point, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. There if you maintain, no, for that vendor also notification will be sent. And now we'll go to the list of all open POs. What is open PO? Open PO in the sense you have created the PO. you can see the header level. As I said earlier, you can see the status of this PO. You have ordered 10 meters of this aluminum coil and delivered is 0 meters and still to be the 10. Okay, this is still open. Why? Because we haven't received the goods totally. Okay, we haven't received the goods totally, and also we did not make the invoice. See, once the invoice is once we receive the goods for the delivered quantity. Okay, let's say now we ordered 10 quantity and we received the goods for 10 quantity, then this PO is closed. This is not a open PO. Now you have ordered 10 quantity and you received only partial quantity like 5 quantity, and still to be delivered is 5 quantity remaining. In that case also the PO is open. Okay, right now whatever you are showing, I mean you are seeing in the screen, this is a open PO. You didn't receive any even 1 meter or anything from the vendor. Okay, if you received the goods totally for the ordered quantity, whenever the purchase order quantity matches with the goods received quantity, then the PO will be closed, or else this is we can call it as a open PO. Okay, there is one more also, delivery completed. There is a will be indicator here. See, if this is not flagged, system will automatically once when the purchase order quantity is equal to the goods receipt quantity, system automatically will take this flag, deliver completed. Okay, when PO quantity matches to the GR quantity, then it will delivery completed. This is if we are not receiving even totally of the ordered quantity, then it is called as an open POs. How to check this all open POs in day-to-day life? In generally we wish to check in. There are two reports, standard reports, ME2L. We can check those based on the supplier, and also ME2M. Purchase documents for material. Okay, you can put the materials and you can check. And as usually for with respect to vendor also, ME2L is for the vendor. Okay, this is the selection screen. I can give the supplier. If you are not mentioning any supplier, no, for all whatever POs created for all suppliers, that will be shown in the output report for whatever the mention. This is the in the selection screen. This is the filter, like in the Amazon, how you will filter like the range 10 to 1,000 rupees, and also you will be selecting the brands left side, right? The same way here, this is the filter selection criteria. You will be selecting. I need to know the purchase orders, whatever all the created purchase orders for this purchase organization. So how to select only, how to get the report only for the open purchase orders? Here you could see selection parameters. In the drop down, you have to choose the parameter called WE101 or WE103, open goods receipt. Any one of these parameters, select this parameter and try to execute. Now when you execute, all the POs will be shown only for the purchase organization created for these POs which all are created for this purchase organization, and which all are all open. Those POs only will be shown in the report, output report. Now I am trying to execute this. You can see here, these are the POs and the schedule agreements. See, schedule agreement is also a purchasing document. You can see all here, the line, you can see the headline, purchasing documents for supplier. Purchasing document comes, not only PO is a purchasing document, schedule agreement, contract, quotation, all are the purchasing documents. Now if you go to the PO, now whether this PO is open or not, just double click on this. Okay, you can see here the status. You have ordered one meter and still to be delivered is 1 meter. You didn't receive any, there is no delivery happened for this purchase order. So this is open PO. Likewise, you can get the list of all open POs based on the selection screen, whatever the inputs is you. The selection parameter should be WE101 or WE103. You can get all the open POs. And you can have the filter only for this purchase organization you need, or else only for this plant you need. Like accordingly For only for this delivery date, if you want the list of POs, you can mention for this delivery date. Only for particular material only you need, you can mention the material, and you can get this data accordingly. Whatever you select here, for that only output system will select the output and will show for that. For example, I'll take any one of the material number. Now let's say this is the material number. I'll go back to the selection screen. I want POs, open POs only for this material. Whatever all the POs created for this material, open POs. See, I am maintaining this material and I will try to execute. You can see here only these POs are open for this particular material open POs. These are all. Likewise, we can filter these things. Okay. Hope this is, I think this got clarified, or you have previous queries and all, why we were doing all this stuff and all. So for those who are having confusions, why we are creating the material master, vendor master, I think you might have got a little bit idea as of now. Compared to the first session to this session, you might have got some idea, right? And now, if you have any queries, we'll discuss now. Just let me know if you have any queries. So far, what we discussed in schedule agreement, contract, and the creation of PO, return POs, free POs, and list of open POs, holding a PO.
Hi, Bharat. Lijo here.
Okay, Lijo.
Bharat, can you give a recap on difference between OLA and info record?
Sorry.
A small recap on what is the difference between OLA agreement and info record. Outline agreement and info record.
Oh, okay. Outline agreement you were asking. Info record. No. See, info record is different. It is not a purchasing document, right? Nowhere related to the this thing, that thing.
No,
Info
because
record is not a
usually,
purchasing document. It is the data where we will store for
yeah.
material and vendor.
So OLA agreement also we maintain the pricing structures and the terms, right?
Yes.
So the same is also applicable in the info record. While we create a material, we maintain the pricing.
No. See, info record we will not send to the vendor, right? We'll maintain the vendor information, but it is not sending to the vendor, right?
Okay.
And with reference to info record, we will not create the purchase order also, right? And we are not delivering the goods also with reference to info record, right?
But the
Info record
material,
is another master data. It is belong to the
Uh-huh.
master data. And the scheduling agreement contract comes under transactional data.
Okay, got it. And another thing, like if I want some material which is already been paid, like say I issued a PO for 100 quantities and I paid for 100 quantities, but after the production I have a balance of 20 quantities which I want to return back. Can I do it on the same PO?
Yeah. Just now I showed, right? Same
So
PO,
will I
same
have
PO.
to
You
ask
have
the vendor
to,
for a
yes.
credit memo first?
See, one second. Just now we created that scenario. 1 second. Not this PO. 1 second. Give me a second. Okay, this is the classic example. Now, your query I'll resolve it. See, this is the PO which I ordered for 10 quantity. Okay, when I ordered for 10 quantity, I have received this 10 quantity. You can see here 10 quantity highlighted line. So I have received 10 quantity. In the 10 quantity, you use it 5 quantity for your production, and balance 5 quantity you want to return. So what I have done is I have written the balance 5 quantity within the same PO, but at the time of returning, there is different process. What you done is in the Migo, what you selected /Omigo here, with reference to material document, you will be returning. You can choose the return delivery, and the material document should be this one. In the PO, you can see the first material document, right? First line item, 1764. 5 series 1764 is there. Now, with this reference, I have put this thing in the Migo, and I have written the delivery for the same PO. Indirectly, it is for the same PO only, right?
So I don't have to check on that box what you showed.
No. See, in the same PO, I did not check. If you check means that is different PO. It will become different PO. See here you can see, right? Return indicator, I did not flag anything.
Okay, so the person who create the PO doesn't have any role while he is doing for the same PO, while he is returning the material of the same PO. It's for
Yes,
the
yes,
DR
yes.
person.
That is a goods keeper, no? That person role only applicable. Purchasing role is not applicable there.
Okay, got it, got it.
Yeah, Lijo, good questions, good doubts you are raising. Others? Others, come on, please practice. Hope you are you we I you are going as per my expectations. Hope I wish and hope you should be in as per my expectations. So because now 30%, 40% of the sessions are getting completed.
But a
Most of
small query, like if I want to get the list of T codes, is there any option in SAP?
there is a table called in the table SC16, and you know, right, how to check the tables. Transaction code SC16. SC16, should be one table. If you put that table and execute all the transaction codes in the SAP, you can see them. That I will provide you that table also.
Okay,
But if
apart
you
from that table, can't we pull it?
no, other way there is no other way possibility.
Okay, okay.
But as of now, so far what we discussed, for that till that I will provide you the tables and transaction codes, important transaction codes, in next 1 or 2 days. I will be preparing the whatever we discussed right yesterday and today's. I will be preparing the PPT. In that PPT only, I will be providing the T codes and tables also. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So also a final query. Is there a possibility to pull the report of the open POs?
Yeah. Just now I showed you that only, right?
No,
Open.
no, I mean like download the core report. You showed it in SAP. If I
Okay,
want
you
to
need to
extract,
export. You are saying, yeah, we
yeah,
can export it. 1 second, let me show that. Okay. ME2L or ME2M. Go anywhere and select the criteria, selection criteria, thing. And if you want to pull the report only for particular material or multiple materials, go here. You can maintain one more material, total materials. Oh, sorry, this I didn't create any POs for that. Okay, I mentioned two materials. For these two materials, any open POs, I'll execute this. A report is generated. Okay, here in the selection screen itself, you can see here there is a list. Oh, okay, sorry, in the editor somewhere. If you go list, you can save here a list or save. See in this is the view you can see here. No, we can change this view so that in the initial screen itself we have to change this best to the ALV part. You can go to the filter. There will be ALV grid control. If you select this thing, now you can change this. Okay, here you can see an option to export to the local file. Here, if you click on this file, you can see unconverted. Click on that. Generally, it should be with the Excel. You can download with the Excel. Generally, it should be with the. Okay, this will be downloading with the Notepad format. It should be in the Excel format actually. In general, we can download with the Excel format. This is the Notepad format actually. One second, I'll try to show you that also. Here in the list of somewhere, if you go export spreadsheet. Okay, spreadsheet, Excel, or any of this Excel format. Okay, desktop, where you need to store in your personal laptop or system. Save it. Allow. Okay, now it has exported. You can see in the desktop there is a test01 which you have exported all this data. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thank you, Bharat.
Yeah. Any other queries? Kumkum, Rajni, Mayank, Pradeep, Yugandhar. Yugandhar, I think it got resolved, right? You created another company.
Yes, yes, I created another company code and it got resolved. Another query is from my side is you told yesterday about general data display, right? For this
Vendor
SC16N.
master?
Sorry, T code for general table display. Whatever the material codes we have created, we can get in one table, right?
Okay, MARA table.
Yeah. For that SC16N is the T code.
Yes.
Yes,
SC16N, where you can look the tables. That is
tables.
code actually.
Yes, table. In that general master data, we can get the general master data for all the material what we have created, right?
Yes, MARA table.
MARA. Could you please explain that? I tried to do that today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me know once you see my screen. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, C16N. I'll try to close other windows. Maximum 7 windows you can open likewise. Okay. This is just information.
Yeah.
Oh, MARA is general data, client data or general data. Okay. Now here we have the criteria created by you with your user ID. What is your user ID?
77.
77.
Yes.
S4.
S4.
MM.
33.
33. Okay. Okay, Mara table. Okay. Now we can get the list of what you created. Okay, these are all the materials you have created at the basic view data.
Yeah. I just now I created some of the materials.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. 160, 161. Yes.
Yes, these are the
Created by. Okay, that I have to go there. Mara, MARA, text table, MAK.
Not only for this, other tables also. Let's say there is a table
MARC.
for EKKO. EKKO, this is the PO tables. Okay, I'll share you this tables data and all in the 1 or 2 days in the PPT which I will be sharing.
Yeah.
Even for this table also, you can go here and create it. And if you come down a little bit, you can find the created on or created by. Let's say if I take with my user ID, whatever all created, if we execute, not only for the, I'm just showing this, not only for the material master, vendor master, for other tables,
Anything.
also, accordingly, you can check. For few, there may not be having the option created by, only for few may be having. Whatever the options available in the standard, you can utilize them. See, these are all the POs I have created.
Yes.
Yeah, these are not only PO, purchasing documents. This is WK document type. What is the document type? This is related to which purchasing document? Can anyone tell? WK is for which one?
Uses for quotation.
WK is for contract.
Contract.
Just now today only we discussed it, right? WK, it's for value contract. MK is for which contract? Quantity contract, right? And NB, this and all purchase order related document types. NB, this and all standard. LP is for which one? Huh? Yes, scheduling agreement. AN? Recall yesterday's session. AN. AN is for quotation, RFQs, request for quotation. Practice yesterday's session also. Having the same path in SPRO, see, only the path might be a little bit different, but maintaining and all everything is the concept is the same like number ranges, everything is same for the purchasing documents. NB, ZNB will be creating for WK, ZWK, MK, ZMK, LP, ZLP, AN, ZAN. Okay, you can maintain accordingly. And you have to practice regarding maintaining the scheduling lines and all. Go through the session recordings. You can stop, you can pause them, and you can know how to create this and all. Next session we'll discuss regarding this moment types in the sense material documents, that is inventory management, MIGO related all. In the MIGO screen, what are all these screens, what is the delivery mode, and this is header data and this is at item level. What are all the movement types? What is the movement type actually? That you will know. What is this reference? What are the options available here? Okay, these are the things. Are there anyone still not having SAP access? Is there anyone not having SAP access? If it is silent, I can assume that everyone having SAP access, so that I cannot help you even though you are not having SAP access. Please let me know if anybody not having SAP access. Kumkum, are you there?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm having SAP access.
Okay. Pradeep. Pradeep, you were there, right? I think you are on mute, Pradeep. Bhargav, how is your practice going? Sai Bhargav. I think, okay, your audio is okay. Okay, Bhargav. Again, I will pick randomly any of the names. Rajiv Kumar. Rajiv Kumar. You are on mute, Rajiv Kumar.
Yes,
How
sir.
is your practice going, Rajiv Kumar?
Yes, sir. I'm doing practice very well.
Okay, please try to maintain that tempo. See, whatever we discuss in the session, you have to do it on the same day or the next day. Okay. And Usha, how is your practice going?
It's going well.
Usha, are you there in the yesterday session?
I'm sorry?
Are you there in the yesterday session?
Yesterday's session, no, due to some emergency, I could not join, but I catch it in the video.
Okay. Please check the recordings. Yesterday we discussed a lot of things regarding the quotations and all.
Yeah, actually, it's the quarter. I know we had a weekend work also. That's why today I just somehow I made it time.
Okay. No worries. Yeah, and Bharatwaj. You are on mute, Bharatwaj. And see, one thing I can tell you, you have to practice for yourself, not for myself. Okay. See, if you have any queries, please let me know. I'll be guiding you accordingly. So far we have covered the material masters, vendor master, and also organization structure we have completed, and P2P cycle almost has been completed, and also the purchasing document creations in like purchase requisition, purchase order, scheduling agreement, contract, quotations. We have created automatic PO creation also done, like different scenarios in the PO creation also, like return POs, holding a PO, freight vendor maintaining in the PO, these things also. And still we have other topics like releasing procedures, pricing procedure, automatic account determination. There are a couple of many topics, interesting and important topics actually. STO process. These are the things we'll be discussing going further.
Sir, can you tell us some of the books from where we could refer? If
Books, I think they must be providing books, right? Uh,
no, sir, it was only a PDF and notes.
yeah, PDF, what it was mentioned.
Sir, in PDF, it was like SAP navigation is there. Then
Regarding topics like PO creation, backend configuration
the
settings.
master data is there, procurement cycle is there, purchase requisition is there.
Okay, okay. That will also suffice actually. See, there will be a lot of things will be in the guides are available, but those and all not required for us. We need just the limited what we want. That only we have to know. See, this SAP navigation, this and all are the basic things, and whatever exactly required for SAP consultant, that I will be letting you know. And coming to the PDFs, this and all, I am not aware of those things. In general, this is from my personal, I didn't follow anything. I'm just following this real-time experience which I have got. But there will be a learning hub, SAP, I think website called SAP Learning Hub. There you can find some library. There you can find just the concepts, not the entire what we are discussing in the class. But at least the concept or scenario, the definition kind, you can find it there in the SAP Learning Hub. There is a learning hub called, you can Google it.
Learning hub.
Yeah, SAP Learning Hub.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, hope everyone is practicing and I am not asking you repeatedly. Okay, that you can check. Next session, we'll be discussing about the material documents. And after that, on Saturday, we'll be discussing this material documents related. And on Sunday, we will try to discuss the automatic account determination. Okay, how accounting documents will be created backend. And also the valuation, split valuation concept. If time permits, we'll look into that also. Before that, I have to check in the system. Why? Because there are a lot of errors and some changes with the standard. So I have to cross check with the system. By the next session, I'll make sure to have all these things. Okay. Please don't make changes to the standard settings or anything. If you want to make changes anything, you can try to create the custom document type or custom number ranges or custom material types, custom vendor account groups, and accordingly you can make changes with the custom one which you created. Hope there are no queries for today so far. Okay, so that we can wrap up the session. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.